Hello and welcome to IGNU Notes. In this video we are going to study Unit 15 of FST-01, that is Components of Ecosystem. Let me tell you, I have prepared notes based on the MCQ point of view. Please go through the notes. So let's begin. The oceans. The Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Antarctic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean are the 5 well-known oceans. 70% of the Earth is covered by oceans. Wind exerts frictional force on the surface of water and generates waves that keep the surface of water in motion. Water level of sea rises and falls twice a day. The gravitational pull of the sun and the moon is the principal cause of tides. Tides occur when sun and moon are on one side, whereas low tides occur when both are on opposite sides. Ocean currents are caused due to changes in the density of water by temperature difference, effects of earth rotation, and prevailing winds. These currents transport seawater over large surfaces. Ocean water has 35 parts of salt per 1000 parts of water. Along with ordinary salts, that is NaCl, salts of magnesium, calcium, and potassium are also present. Temperature of ocean water is 0 degrees Celsius near North Poles and 28 degrees Celsius near tropics. With every 10 meter of depth, ocean pressure increases by 1 atmosphere, that is 1 kg per centimeter square. Ocean is the thickest and the largest ecosystem. But the problem in this ecosystem is that with depth, sunlight decreases and thus photosynthesis cannot be sustained. Therefore, in water deeper than 200 meter, plants are not obtained. In the upper layers, that is below 200 meter, small animals called zooplankton coexist with the phytoplankton and derive energy from them. With depth, temperature decreases and pressure increases. Over 2000 species of fish and other animals live at depth. At depth where sunlight is not present, animals like jellyfish, snails, etc. produce their own light, which may be blue, green, or yellow. This phenomena is known as bioluminescence, which help them to capture their prey and lure the opposite sex. These light-emitting organisms harbor certain bacteria which are sources of light. Silica is obtained in abundance at depth. Welling takes place when deep nutrient-rich water is brought to the surface. Let's talk about the crisis in oceans. Coastal and marine areas are under stress. Sewage, garbage, and industrial waste find their way into the sea. Industrial waste brings harmful chemicals, thus destroying the ecosystem. Take a look at type of pollution in some of the Gulf areas. Let's talk about atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 0.03% carbon dioxide, and the remaining are other gases which are inert gases like helium, argon, krypton, etc., which do not react with other substances. Burning or combustion is possible due to oxygen. Ozone, that is O3, is 25 km above Earth's surface. Ozone absorbs a great deal of ultraviolet rays of sunlight coming to the Earth and saves us from skin burns and other harmful effects. Density of air decreases as one moves upward. At around above 4,000 meter, it is difficult for men or any other animal to survive without supply of additional oxygen. Along with birds, insects, mites, bats, air also carries a large variety of life forms that we can only see with the help of microscope. Seeds and spores of some plants flow in air like fungi, bacteria, pollen, etc. Some allergies are caused by certain spores and pollen present in the air. Hay fever, a form of allergy, is caused by certain pollen present in air. Lastly, air pollution is the major crisis in atmosphere. The next component of ecosystem is the forest. 1/3 of total area of land is forest. Forests are covered with vegetation, harboring and diverse life forms. Energy is provided by sun and trapped by the foliage. Forests possess multi-layered structure termed as stratification of forests. Various kinds of animal life depending on their living habit occur in different layers of vegetation. Life in forest. Trees are the pillars of forest on which much of the other forest life is shaped. Forests harbor a dazzling collection of beetles, butterflies, grasshoppers, spiders, scorpions, and other insects. Human beings are the intruders for the forest. On forest floor lies dead leaves, twigs, and fallen branches which shelter inhabitants living in soil like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, mites, and bigger ones like millipedes, beetles, worms, and ants. Now let's talk about different types of forests. Forests where temperature drops to -40 degrees Celsius have little diversity of life. Even water gets frozen, making it difficult for trees to live. Here, plants like pines are found, which have needle-like leaves coated with wax. These plants also have dark leaves that absorb maximum amount of heat. Several birds extract seeds from the cones of such plants. Areas with long winters cause water to freeze. Deciduous plants shed off their leaves, preserving the moisture contained in the cells of the roots, trunks, and branches. Animals have also developed a remarkable way to survive the harshness of winter. Some birds migrate to suitable areas, but some remain inactive, lower their heartbeat and breathing rates, thus conserving lot of energy. Some other animals like bears go to deep sleep, termed as hibernation. In thick forest, there is a plenty of rain and high temperature throughout the year. Due to excess vegetation, strong winds are reduced to gentle breeze inside the forest. Plants like orchids, bromeliads, and intertwining vines are found here. These plants reach light by climbing on taller trees. There is a scarcity of edible plants on the ground due to non-availability of sunlight on the ground. So ground animals are rare and there are numerous birds, monkeys, insects and other animals. Areas where temperature is very high in summer, leaves have waxy, water-type surface and few pores. Uses of forest. In forest, medicinal plants exist. Forests provide wood for building purposes. Forests also provide paper, plywood, etc., along with food, fodder and fibers. Forests are cleared for cultivation until the soil loses its productivity. Conversion of forest to pastures of cattle is also a crisis. Overgrazing, commercial exploitation of timber, developmental activities like irrigation, roads, etc. in forests are also some of the ecological crises. Chipku movement is a movement led by Sri Chandi Prasad Bhatt to hug the trees for their conservation. It was in 1970 when Gopeshwar and 20 villages were devastated by flash flood in Alaknanda River that led to the Chipku movement. Evidences prove that the flood occurred due to soil erosion, which is caused due to deforestation. Thanks for watching.